Hey guys, I'm Jeff Keighley and welcome to Game Trailers TV. This week we have something very special for you. Modern Warfare 2, one of the most anticipated games of all time.
Putting the black into Black Ops. Was that a bit too close to the bone? Was that very, very edgy? Well, deal with it, folks, because here we go with another video today. And on today's video, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be looking at Call of Duty Black Ops 7 and the poor reception it's met only on
YouTube's newest hero is here to save the day. His name, Kung Fu Hot Dog.
IGN's review of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which dropped on the 13th of November. I had no idea, no clue, because video game news this week was actually overshadowed by many, many things. But here we are, once again, doing a quick reaction on Simon Cardy's review. He's actually the best reviewer at the moment on IGN, so protect him at all costs, including you, Miss Zipper Up and Down woman below. Ooh, I'll see you later. But let's have a look at this. Does anything about this tell you that this is Call of Duty? Nothing at all. It's all bright colors, it's all Fortnite dog shit. And before I get into this, folks, you have to see this, because honestly, when I saw this today, I thought this can't be real. But this is actually that's something that happens. I believe it's in the single player campaign. You can see already that I am just laughing beyond belief, because this is Call of Duty, folks. This is what you're expected to play when you buy this effing retarded game, and this is what this is the message, the social message that Activision are pushing, because Activision owned by Microsoft. So you got Sarah, I'm she/her pronouns, along with her buddy in crime, Phil Spencer, who also adopts pronouns but doesn't declare them publicly because he's an absolute idiot. But have a look at this, folks. You will not believe what you're about to see. And actually, this sets up the picture really, really well, because you got two strong. I'm assuming that they're strong male soldiers, but clearly they're not, because they're putting the black woman in their way. They're shielded, protected, their guard, the guardian, who's going to stop them from getting hit from bombastic explosions. Have a look at this. Jesus effing Christ.
Did she just fucking turn into Captain America?
You mean Captain Black America? Bloody hell. I cannot believe what I'm watching. Honestly, Activision, Treyarch, Raven Software, if you've got an ounce of a backbone in yourselves, which you clearly don't, you will tell everybody this is a spoof game. We're trolling woke culture. But no, they're not going to say that. They're just going to tinker away and expect you to consume garbage product, which clearly this is. But let's get back to, oh God, I tell you what, I can stare at Rebecca Ferguson doing that all day. And usually I do, but we have to get back, you pools.
Teaming up with friends is good fun, with fighting big bosses that have multiple...
Again, I've got to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, shooting a Triffid-like plant, is this Call of Duty? I know it's a mind simulator, you're going in between reality and augmented reality, but this is still not Call of Duty. This fine actor here is Milo Ventimiglia, Peter Petrelli from Heroes. Remember that TV show back in the day? And I think he just looks really fed up here. Yes, he's being mocapped and he's just going through the motions. The last film that I saw him in was with Sylvester Stallone, 2007, Rocky Balboa, the great comeback movie. And I haven't seen much of him since, until this game pops up. And I wonder if he cares at all about the reception. Probably not. He'll just take his paycheck and do his next big thing.
Structure of the campaign, Black Ops 7's story is delivered at breakneck speed, taking me just about 5 hours to reach the end game.
Which is par for the course for most of the Call of Duty games anyway, so this is nothing new. But the fact he talks about it at breakneck speed means that all the writers they just know what they're doing, which is basically giving you a shit product and expect you to buy, which people unfortunately do.
Its 11 missions threw me through one exotic location to the next, from one time period to another, and deep into nightmare realms full of otherworldly horrors and delights.
Your suffering only brought us closer together.
F you!
Fuck you.
The year is 2035. The new threats are here to instigate a global collapse once again. The re-emergence of Black Ops 2 villain Raul Menendez.
I don't care. And this is the funny thing about what this guy says, Simon Cardy. It's actually a very good review because he goes on to talk about a level that is set in Tokyo, and it's the best level by far in the entire game, and it's structured 11 missions, and he wanted more of those to be in there. But bro, this just gets even more funny. Look, every time I scroll through this video, you're just seeing very bright colors. This is nothing what Call of Duty used to be, and I will point that out to you folks at the end of this video, so stick around because I know you're gonna love it.
It may never reach that Titanfall 2 gold standard when it comes to FPS.
And that's a very good point he's mentioned here. I told you this guy's a good reviewer. Titanfall 2. And gee, who worked on that game? Oh, Respawn Entertainment. Vince Zampella, one of the guys who used to work on the original Call of Duty games back in the day, before he had to leave that company due to things going on with money. You know, the usual, and we need another Vince Zampella to be part of Call of Duty, but it's not going to happen, never, because they're going to make sure that this franchise is sabotaged all the way into the ground and never resurfaces for many years. So that is such a shame. But when we get to the end of the review here, folks, let's see what Mr. Cardy actually rated this game
as a little repetitive and supplementary to the story Black Ops 7 is trying to tell. With satisfying gunplay and very fun movement abilities providing solid foundations, there's a reasonable mix of styles on show here, even if it doesn't fire on all cylinders 100% of the time. Despite being a step down from last year's exhilarating Black Ops 6 campaign, it certainly takes
which I never
swings.
played.
They just don't always land. It's not bad, it's not good, it's
just shit.
Okay.
Bloody hell. Woo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I had to move the screen slightly because Miss Boobies right here was blocking the way of the all-time concurrent peak of 747,440 players. 24 hours ago, it was peaking at 271,000. Players right now, 178,000, which is extremely impressive. And if you want to gauge an idea of what that relates to with Call of Duty, not very good. 65,831 in-game right now with the yellow font, which obviously means people are not liking it. 746,000 reviews, which I think is across the other Call of Duty titles as well, maybe, or just this one. 58%. It's not good, is it? It is terrible. And will Activision listen to people's responses, criticisms? Of course they won't, because they are mindless morons. But I want to take you back to memory lane, folks. Look at that. Sergeant Price, Soap McTavish, Ghost, Simon Riley. Of course, what am I talking about? Yeah, the OG Call of Duty game from 2007. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Absolutely love this game. Has so much replayability to it. It's great. But this is in the days. This is 17 years ago, folks. IGN. And just listen to the way the reviewer talks about this game. It's very... Oh, hang on. That is the wrong one, actually. Here's the one I want to look at. Again, 17 years ago, proper. You can tell by the resolution.
Technically 13 different modes of play all throughout those maps. There's going to be player and ranked matches. And
I mean, it's
like
a casual, laid-back review. I mean, to be fair to the guy here, he's actually telling you that the single-player campaign is blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's a great single-player campaign, but he's concentrating more on the multiplayer aspect, which I actually respect. And he's giving you a proper geeky kind of walkthrough, both the single player and the multiplayer, which is great. But what I want to take you to is this one right here, which is the remastered version for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, obviously.
That's the kind of clumsy that's less endearing. But even in a muddled map, there are still moments that truly stand out in Modern Warfare Remastered.
I thought the remaster was very good.
Detonating in the campaign or a satisfying kill in multiplayer still has a big impact, and its classic Warfare kept me coming back.
So what I'll say is, although this is 8.5 for a game from 2007 that's been remastered, we can safely say that if IGN were actually scoring their games out of 10 back in the day, we would have to safely assume it would be either an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. And that's what we have right here. So again, I am not surprised by the fact that this game, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, is getting completely destroyed. It deserves to. When you're focusing on representation, social justice, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you deserve what you get, Activision.
My name is Sarah Bond. My pronouns are she, her.
But something you don't deserve to get, folks, is garbage games like this when I can react on it on your behalf. But if I were you, ladies and gentlemen, and if you were me, you should definitely return for the 2 more videos I have for you today.
Because you're black.
Like and subscribe, or get your nuts Krogan crushed on Kung Fu Hot Dog.